And we say good morning to you. We're broadcasting live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this Wednesday, October the 18th. You see the countdown. We're at show number 1,900. Oh, God bless you, Connie. Bless you, bless you. 1,948th show on our way to 2,000. And we're here live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Going to be joined by Aaron Scott from the Salvation Army coming up here at the bottom of the hour. Also, Doug Fritz joins us talking high school football. Got a lot of cancellation. Well, not cancellations, but a lot of changes from Friday night till tomorrow night because of the weather coming in, the rain. And so, here's the thing, and you know this. I'm going to preach to the choir, but football is the bell ringer, the money cow in high school football. It kind of pays the bills for all the other athletic teams. And so, a lot of these games Friday night are going to be senior nights, and some are homecoming, and some are just home games. And so, as a result of that, they're going to move the games till tomorrow night to make sure you get a good crowd, to sell a lot of popcorn. The cheerleaders don't get soaking wet, the band doesn't get soaking wet, so on and so forth. You know the story. But so anyway, there's going to be a lot tomorrow that's been rescheduled from Friday night to tomorrow night because of the weather. These are the games that are going to be rescheduled, have been rescheduled to tomorrow night. In no particular order, you've got Unicoi County and Chuckey Doak at 7:30 tomorrow night. Happy Valley North Green's been rescheduled to 7:30 tomorrow night. Johnson County and Holston, 7:30 tomorrow night. Unake and Hampton at Hampton, 7:30 tomorrow night. West Green and Sullivan East, 7:30. West Ridge, Tennessee High, 7:30. Then at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Daniel Boone and Science Hill. So, and then a couple of games in Southwest Virginia, we've been told. East Side and Thomas Walker at 7, and Tazewell County and Giles at 7. So, there you go. These are being rescheduled from Friday night to tomorrow night because of the rain coming in. So, So somebody asked me, were we scared to play in the rain? It has nothing to be playing in the rain scared. It's all about having a good gate. So these football, like Science Hill, they only got 4 home games this year. So they've got to play every game they can to maximize their crowd, and that's what they're doing to move tomorrow night. So it's more about the money probably than about the weather, quite frankly. So anyway, that's what's going on. Of course, Cyclones are off tomorrow night or Friday night, back at it for the game of the year next Friday night against the Greenville Green Devils. All right, let's bring them in. The national anthem of the Kingdom Heirs from Dollywood. We always appreciate them stepping up and offering to do that, and they did. And so let's go right here, and there they be. Here are the Kingdom Heirs. Then we'll do the verse today, and we'll take a look at, you get a chance to watch Evan Carter, a national story on Evan Carter, interviewed down in Texas yesterday. So thanks to Kerry Taylor, you're going to see that. Right now, you're going to get to hear the Kingdom Heirs on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, live again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. The honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is a big, big hit. So if you've not had it yet, you may want to try it. It's worth it. And the caramel milkshake, has this little crunch. It's almost like some For lack of a better term, almost like pie crust, kind of crushed up inside of it with the caramel milkshake. Man, it is really, really good. So you would want to take a look at that and certainly consider wolfing it down. All right, let's take a look at volleyball from yesterday. State tournament, Nolensville beat Westridge 3-0, so Westridge will come back and play at 3:30 today out of the losers bracket against Cartersville. Westridge at 37-9, Cartersville at 37-6. Your winners yesterday, East Hamilton, Nolensville, Houston, and Cleveland. In AA volleyball, our local team, Volunteer, got shut out 3-0 by Creekwood. Other teams that won, Signal Mountain, Valor College Prep, and Anderson County. Volunteer plays at 6 tonight against Dyer County. Volunteer 26-3, Dyer County 33-12, coming out of the losers bracket. Then in single A volleyball, Loretto, Sail Creek, CSAS, and Harpeth beat South Green 3-0. And so South Green will have to come out of the losers bracket. They'll play at 6 o'clock tonight against Gibson County. South Green at 27-3, Gibson County at 25-16. And so good luck coming out of the loser bracket. You can still do it. Westridge, it's going to be harder to do it, but you can still do it. Westridge, Volunteer, and South Green playing in the losers bracket. Then you look at soccer from last night. Science Hill blank Sevier County 9-0. Dobbins Minute beat Jeff County 3-1. They'll play that one tomorrow here in Johnson City at Science Hill at 4:30, ahead of the football game between Science Hill and Daniel Boone. In AA soccer last night, Greenville beat Elizabeth at 9-1. Tennessee I beat Claiborne 9-1. So Greenville plays at Tennessee I for the regional championship tomorrow night. Then in single A soccer, Chucky Doak 6-1 over Oliver Springs, and Kingston blank Pigeon Forge 9-0. So Kingston and Chucky Doak will go at it for the single A championship tomorrow at Chucky Doak. So Black Knights having a good fall. Their football team's ranked. Their soccer team's doing well. So they're having a good year sports-wise in the fall for the Chucky Doak Black Knights. So congratulations to those folks as they are getting after, as they say. We're live here again at Chick-fil-A. As we promised, here he is, Evan Carter. Here's the interview done on the national news with Evan Carter. Incredible, cool story from Elizabeth and Tri-Cities. Here's Evan Carter. Well, that clearly wasn't it, and so I'm not sure what happened. I set and downloaded this morning. I don't know what happened. Everything I set and downloaded this morning, none of it went into the computer, so I don't know. Lord have mercy. Can I take this thing and throw it up against the wall? Let it bounce about 3 or 4 times. So anyway, I downloaded it. It was a 2-minute and 28-second interview with National Fox News, and for some reason didn't go. So nor did anything else I did this morning go. So I don't know why, but it didn't. So, hello, Patrick Redwine. Hello, Kylie McGee. So, anyway, the interview, we'll try and, I can't put it up in here today. We'll try and have it for you tomorrow. It's still going to be good. From Lingerfeld Drug Centers will be tomorrow. In fact, it's Evan Carter's brother's store, Dr. Eric Carter. So, we'll try and get that for tomorrow. But I don't know. Couldn't tell you why none of those went, but they didn't go. And that's not your problem. That's mine. But okay, got that out of my system. All right, called meeting last night. Washington County School Board moving to approve Burwell Construction's $8.2 million bid to upgrade the athletic facilities at Daniel Boone and Crockett. Cool thing. First phase of the athletic facilities project will include needed renovations to the school's football stadiums, resulting in updated infrastructure and restrooms, as well as new bleachers that will seat up to 2,300 spectators at each school. The board plans to approve similar upgrades at other athletic fields at the high schools in different phases, but the first one will be doing football. Burwell says 260 days to complete it, which will allow the schools to use their updated facilities during the next football season. And so there you go. So big news for Daniel Boone and Crockett. $8.2 million appropriated by the Washington County Board of Education to upgrade the athletic facilities of both of the district's high schools, Daniel Boone and Crockett, starting with the football stadiums. Updated infrastructure, restrooms, as well as new bleachers that will seat up to 2,300 spectators at each school. And the board plans to approve similar upgrades to other athletic fields at high schools in different phases. So that's a cool thing. Good job. Hello, Patrick Redwine. We need y'all's help down here in Murfreesboro. Go Falcons, go Westridge, and go South Green. You're right, all three playing and they can still come out of the losers bracket and win. It's just going to be an uphill pull because you're in the losers bracket. But it is certainly not out of the realm of possibility. So good luck. Patrick is watching down in Murfreesboro. Appreciate that. So it's Volunteer and South Green and Westridge all in double elimination, all losing yesterday. So they get a chance to turn things around today, and that would be the goal. And that's what we're looking for, and that's what we're, quite frankly, is what I'm hoping for. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. He's here. We're going to go ahead and let him get on. He's a little early, and I like that. So our title sponsor, a big thanks to our good folks at Ford of Elizabeth. And coming up next, Aaron Scott from the Salvation Army of Johnson City on show number 1948 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Ford of Elizabeth and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
So here's the deal. An opportunity presented itself for me to come check the dealership out. They said it might be for sale. My wife, my mother-in-law, both of my sisters happened to come last September, and we ended up at the Covered Bridge event, and we just thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it was a blast. We weren't planning on being there for that. It just so happened the time that we came, the Covered Bridge event was going on, and we just loved it. We loved the community, we loved the energy, the vibe, and we felt like it would be a great opportunity for us to serve the community. Because every time I look at a store, I always look at how could we improve the community, how could we create jobs, how could we improve the business, and the upside was so tremendous in the Elizabethton community. I just felt like we could come make a big difference, and we've been able to do it.
You have. Ford, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Elizabethton. Social media, how do we find you?
So Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Elizabethton. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're everywhere. And we're ready to serve the community, sell cars, and make some happy customers.
Amen. What's the hours you're open, sir?
So we're open at 7:37 in service, and we're open at 8:30 in sales. We stay open till 7.
Our title sponsor, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Ford of Elizabethton, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Colder weather.
Believe it or not, it's finally time. It seems like summer was here forever, and we're finally getting some cool mornings. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So what do we do? What do we need to do? How can you help us?
We need to come out and make sure that your heat's ready to go. Check refrigerant levels. Make sure you're not running on auxiliary heat. You don't want that first electric bill to be $500-600. So you need to make sure your heat pump's working the way it should be. And gas furnaces, we need to check gas furnaces. Make sure they're burning correctly, not want to poison you. You don't want to not wake up one morning because your furnace wasn't clean.
Mm-hmm.
Check filters, make sure everybody's changes their filters regularly, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you'll do that for us, right? You'll change them out?
We'll change them if you got them.
Doing the maintenance? Yeah.
Yeah, if you got them. Now, we don't carry filters with us, but, if you got them, we'll definitely change it for you. Or if you tell us ahead of time, we'll change it. We just, we don't carry filters for every house, but.
So preventive maintenance is the key to this, right?
Yeah, coming out, we recommend, especially if it's, an older system, checking it out, twice a year, especially gas furnaces. You need to check out the gas heat and your air conditioner, so that's our big emphasis this time of year is checking gas furnaces, making sure they're burning properly and things like that. So
phone number to call?
926-2665.
And how do we find you on social media?
We're on Facebook, Advanced Heat Pump, and we've got our website, advancedheatpump.com.
I can give you a recommendation, folks. He fixed mine, he can fix yours. Call this man. Let him help you and his staff. Advanced Heat Pump Systems, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Elizabethton Cyclone Sports. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, look who stopped by from the Salvation Army of Johnson City. Normally it's Melanie Montgomery. She's passed the ball today to Aaron. Aaron said, well, yeah, I'd like to come over and talk about Salvation Army. So, good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Oh, absolutely. Love it. I'm all about this. Ring the bells. Ring the
right.
bells. Ring the bells.
Tis the season.
Tis the season. There's a young lady that stepped up and said she's going to ring the bells. Her name just happens to be Dolly. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so every year, as you know, the Salvation Army is the national partner for the Dallas Cowboy games on Thanksgiving Day. They have the red kettle there in the end zone that Zeke Elliott jumped in one year
Yeah.
and all the fun stuff they do. So they do a halftime show. So they just announced, I think it was yesterday,
Yep.
that Dolly Parton is going to be the halftime show for this year's Salvation Army feature on Thanksgiving Day. So we're excited about that.
We are. I'm excited because it's not rap. For something besides music, rap's okay, but not every single halftime, nor the Super Bowl. that's just my opinion. So,
And we love Dolly here in Tennessee,
Oh,
so it's good to
absolutely.
see Tennessee, touching on,
absolutely.
down there in Dallas.
Well put. So anyway, she's going to be ringing the bells at halftime of the ball game on Thanksgiving with the Cowboys. You can ring them here in the Tri-Cities. It's real easy to get signed up. Tell us how to do it.
Yeah, it's just registertoring.com. You put in your zip code, and then it's going to show you all the available slots where you could ring, whether that's out in Carter County or whether that's in Washington County. We have lots of partners that give us opportunity to ring in front of their retail businesses. So we're grateful for that. So yeah, go to registertoring.com, and you can sign up for a time that works for you. You can bring your own music to play, or you can ring the bell, or one of my friends brought his trumpet and played last year. Bring your cute little kids. We get more money when cute little kids are standing there by the kettle.
Absolutely. Hello, Ronnie Woods. Hello to Reba Whitehead. Hello to Helen Blevins. And hello to Patrick Redwine. Thank you, Helen. You're very kind. But, yep, it's all about helping the folks. I'm going to sound syrupy and corny, but it's true. We can be missionaries
Absolutely.
and never leave the Tri-Cities simply by ringing the bells, because the change they throw in that bucket brings change, or those in the kettle
Yeah.
brings change. And so, the importance, of course, you work for, how long have you been with Salvation Army?
About 2 years.
2 years. So he's an employee at Salvation Army. I failed to say that up top. Your official title is?
I'm the business manager in Johnson City.
There you go. So he works at Salvation Army, Johnson City. So you see it every day. You're on the front line.
Yeah.
Tell these folks out there the importance of ringing these bells and how important we need them to do it.
I mean, you said the importance of being a missionary or ministry. We are a church. Most people don't know that the Salvation Army, first and foremost, is a church, and our mission statement is quite clear. We exist to meet human need in the name of Jesus without discrimination. So we operate emergency shelters in Bristol, Kingsport, and Johnson City. We have lots of homeless prevention programs. We have a lot of programs to help people when they get into a tough spot in life. And so we don't see those as programs, we see those as ministries. So all the change that comes in, all the dollars that come in, whether that's into Kettle, or maybe you've got a company out there and you want to become a Kettle Match sponsor, we'd love to put your advertisement on the Kettle one day and say, would you match dollar for dollar what comes into the Kettle today? We can promote your business, and that can help us raise even more money. That helped us meet our Kettle Match goal last year. About 50% of the money that came in was through the sponsorships. So any way that you want to get involved, your time is valuable because it gets more kettles out and we raise more money, or if you want to sponsor a kettle, that'd be great as well.
Yep. How do we do it again?
Registertoring.com, and you can find us at Salvation Army Johnson City.
You know what I'm going to say, folks? If you watch this show, one of my favorite verses, in fact, my second favorite verse behind John 3:6, well, my third favorite verse behind John 3:16 and Proverbs 3:5 and 6 is Matthew 25:40. As you've done to the least of these, my brethren, you've done unto me. So you got to ring those bells. In my simple country boy mind, I think if you're helping them, it's like you're helping the good Lord himself. That's what the book says. As you've done to the least of these, my brethren, you've done unto me. So when you're helping them, it's like you're helping the good Lord himself. It's the least I can do for what he's done for me. So please consider ringing. Gosh, Aaron, you can bring families,
Yeah.
teams.
Bring your dog, put them in a little Christmas sweater. You know, people
Yeah.
love that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Have fun with it. Your company, could come out and ring, do an employee Christmas party and ring for 2 hours before the party. There's lots of ways that companies get involved, that church groups, youth groups, sports teams. We've had the whole 9 yards, sororities and fraternities from
Sure.
ETSU. You name it. If you have a group, we'd love to host you.
Yep. And any of the other schools, ETSU, Milligan, Tusculum, King, we are serving Washington, Carter, Unicoi, and Greene County for the Salvation Army of Johnson City. So it's, I just live in Johnson City. Okay, Johnson City's going to be helped. Well, I live in Carter County. That's one of the counties. Carter, Unicoi, again, as we said, Greene and Washington. So please consider. And then also, if you're a business, you have a chance to sponsor a kettle. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so basically what that is you make a tax-deductible donation to the Salvation Army, and then that goes towards our kettle. That goes towards our kettle goal for the season. So again, last year we were able to raise about $212,000. Our goal was $200,000, but about 50% of those came through corporate matching dollars.
Wow.
So only about 50% of the money came into the kettles. People are not shopping brick and mortar as much as they used to. They're not carrying cash. We're trying to alleviate some of those by having the tap pay on the sign. So if you're not carrying cash, you can still stop at the sign and tap it and do the Apple Pay or the Google Pay. But also those corporate sponsorships do help us meet the goal and help make sure we raise as many dollars as possible to fund our ministries.
Hello, Rick Ranson down in Pensacola. What's the weather like today in Pensacola, Florida, sir? I would love to know. What is it like on the beach of Pensacola on October the 17th,
That sounds horrible.
2023? Yeah, sounds horrible. Lucky dog. He's down in Pensacola. That's where he lives, of course, a buddy of mine. So let me know what your weather's like down there, sir. So again, 87 cents on the dollar, 83?
86 cents of
86.
every dollar donated goes straight back into our community. Obviously, we have a little bit of administrative costs that we get support services. That's for everything but disaster. When we do disaster response, 100% of every penny goes straight to programs and helping folks.
Talk about when it gets cold, the shelters wave the flag. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's called White Flag. So when our shelter gets cold, in Johnson City we have about a 50-bed shelter, but we're able to put up an extra 25 cots. And that's when it gets below 35 degrees. We literally hang a white flag on the side of the building, and we do white flag nights. And so white flag nights are basically, they don't come into the shelter. They just basically come in after dinner, they get a cot, and they leave the next morning. So it's truly cold weather sheltering. We're really just trying to get people out of the cold and make sure they survive. Our other programs in the shelter are more comprehensive with more case management and support services because we don't want to just shelter people. We want to help people transition to stability.
You do a lot of feeding, too.
We do. Yeah,
You do the bags. You feed every day. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we served 55,000 meals last year. We do snack bags as well. If somebody comes up to the shelter in the middle of the night and they're hungry, we would give them a snack bag. It would have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and maybe a granola bar in there. But we also feed the public every day of the year. We do dinner Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday we do a bag lunch. So again, that translated into 55,000 meals served to the community last year.
We're talking to Aaron Scott from the Salvation Army, Johnson City. We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Doug Fritz joins us coming up in a few minutes talking high school football. The thrift store. Here it is. We are 67 days away from Christmas. So if you want to shop and do it for a great cause, because the money you put into the thrift store goes back to help the programs, tell us about the thrift store.
Our thrift store is the highest grossing thrift store in Kentucky and Tennessee, so we have a great staff over there. We have a great selection of items. It's the old Food Lion building that's off the old Elizabethton Highway between Elizabethton and Johnson City, right by the landfill. Folks probably know where that is. So stop by and see us. It's 1420 East Main Street. We'd love to see you. Our hours are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. We have a lot of great deals. We have things that you may not be able to find other places, like we have refurbished mattresses that are lower cost. So something like if you need a new mattress for your house, we get refurbished mattresses at different, and they're much lower prices, but they're still good quality. So yeah, the only things we don't take donation-wise are like used mattresses because of bed bugs.
Sure.
The old big tube TVs,
Yep.
that kind of stuff. But basically, pretty much anything else. If it's something you would use in your home and it's in good condition, we would love to pick it up and then resell it because, again, that supports our programs and ministries.
Am I right in saying it's 20,000 square feet?
Yeah, it's the old Food Lion building, so it's a huge grocery store size building. So it's a great space. We just recently did some renovations there, different layout, always lots of good furniture, good price on clothing. There's a sale every day on a different, tagged item like they put the red or the yellow or the green. So yeah, always a sale, always a good find. So yeah, come out and see us.
Incredible. That's on the old Johnson City Highway heading to Elizabeth and right up near the Irish Glen landfill, right in that general vicinity. Rick says it's 72 right now. The high will be 75 at Pensacola today.
Jeez, Rick.
It ain't gonna be. It ain't gonna be. Yeah. Thanks, Rick. It's not gonna be 75 here, but that's okay. But
It's a beautiful day.
yes, it is beautiful. And this is today and tomorrow before this rain comes. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm a weather geek, so the rain's gonna beat the leaves off the trees. So we're supposed to get a lot of rain Friday and Saturday. So.
And Friday, if you need a place to get out of the rain, we're doing a ribbon cutting on our new Cafe Hope. It's a resource center. So right across the street from the shelter, we have our administrative building. And in the basement, we have opened a new resource center that has those snack bags. It has our food pantry that we can give food boxes to families that are housed and just need a little bit of extra food to help stretch their budget, as well as our case manager offices and lots of resources down there, like a mobile technology lab that people can come in and work on getting their ID or signing up for a job or housing or whatever. We can help you with stuff. So we're doing a ribbon cutting ceremony this Friday at 5 o'clock, 204 West Walnut Street. Don't need to RSVP. We'll have refreshments. Come see this new space. Thanks to the Johnson City Chamber who are doing this ribbon cutting for us. And that'd be a good way to get out of the rain and do something fun this Friday evening.
Absolutely. So again, my point was going to be, if you're going to go see the leaves, I'd go today or tomorrow because they're going to not be as many on the trees after all this rain comes. But today, man, it's almost like a Norman Rockwell postcard day out here. Beautiful, beautiful day. Hello to Rob Fritz. Hello to Carrie Taylor. She's the lady who does all my work for me. Thank you. She's awesome. Hello to Helen Blevins and Reba Whitehead. So again, it's real simple, folks. We have a chance to give back in our community. Washington, Carter, Unicoi, and Greene counties. There's a lot of folks out there. The need's there, the hurt's there. We know that, and so we can help. I know Mel said last week she was here. 2 people in the shelter were people that had master's degrees. They just had a bad stretch.
Yeah.
So not everybody is a stereotypical homeless person in the homeless shelter. So, you know, it could be you, could be me one day.
Yeah.
Hope not, but that's the chance for you to give, and it's very simple to ring the bells. You're going to have them. Food Cities, where are they?
Walmart locations, Food Cities, some Ingles. We're at Hobby Lobby. We're at Sam's Club here in Johnson City. So lots of locations. Again, the complete list everywhere we're signed up. Go to registertoring.com, put in the date you're looking to ring, and you'll see all the possible locations to choose from.
Hour at a time, 2 hours at a time. Everybody says, well, I'm busy. Hey, I'm busy. He's busy. Everybody's busy. But if you want to, if there's a will, there's a way. If you want to, you can carve out an hour here or there to go ring the bells. All you do is stand in the ring and wave at them or smile at them. You don't browbeat them to give money. You just ring the bells.
Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, and thank you. And that money hitting that kettle will make a change, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes a difference in the lives of people here in our community. Like you said, a lot of people are scared of the idea of the homeless population. A lot of these people, all of them are people just like us that maybe have gotten through a tough stretch, and we're able to help transition them through that tough stretch. As we know, support is important for all of us. Some of these folks don't have family that they could rely on. If I got in a tough spot, that's who I'd turn to, is family. But if you don't have family, then support networks like the Salvation Army, our shelter, our feeding programs, these are the things that people rely on to get through that tough time.
If you read the key verse to Christianity, John 3:16, for God so loved the world, that's all of us, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever, there's another one, believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. That's for the homeless. That's for the people who live in the big fancy houses. People live in the trailer parks. People live in wherever they live, whatever they do. John 3:16, as his blood did, covers it all. So got to be able to help folks, and I plead with you to please consider doing this. Basketball teams, cheerleading squads, sororities, families, Sunday school classes. I mean, how you do it is, who you do it with is, it's endless the possibilities. If you just want to do it by yourself, you don't know it. I just want to do it by myself. Whatever. Come out there and ring bells and make a difference. It starts when, November?
November 17th
November
will be our
17th.
First day of ringing. Yeah. So, plenty of time still to sign up. So we're busy getting ready for you, and we appreciate you considering giving us some of your time and your support.
How do we find you on social media?
Salvation Army Johnson City. If you search for us, you'll find our website, you'll find our Facebook and our Instagram pages. So lots of information there. We took some great promotional photos of you ringing the bell that we're going to be rolling out on our Salvation Army Facebook and Instagram pages here soon. So check us out. There's always announcements that we put out, like about the ribbon cutting ceremony and different things we have going on. So we'd appreciate you following us on social so you keep up to speed with what's going on. And there's always volunteer opportunities throughout the year too. So that's a good chance for us to plug some of the volunteer groups that come out and maybe do some mulching of a flower bed, or do helping us feed in the kitchen, or maybe paint. The shelter, we painted our lobby last week just to spruce it up and make it look nicer. There's always projects we need help with. So.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Great job.
Good to see you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
I think you're going to be back here next week too. So.
All right. Well, somebody maybe more good looking than me will be here. But if you have to settle for me, so be it.
That's okay. I'm all right with that because he did a great job. I've become a big fan of the Salvation Army. And a big thanks again publicly to Teresa Teague and Lisa Baker. They got me to ring the bells twice now in front of Food City, and I'd never done it before. I always wanted to. I thought, there again, I said, I don't have the time. So after one of my shows on a Friday at Food City in Elizabeth, I went out and rang the bells. I'm hooked. It is so cool. I don't know what they got out of it, the people that threw the money in. I got blessing. But watching people come up and smile and throw, little kids come in and throw pennies and nickels. It doesn't matter. It all goes to the right cause. What's the old saying Daddy used to say? Nickels make dimes, dimes make quarters, and quarters make dollars. It all adds up. So thanks again to Teresa Teague and Lisa Baker. They got me to ring the bells, and ain't been the same since. So thank you. See you next week, sir.
All right. Take care.
Quick break. Doug Fritz next, talking high school football here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. But first, this from Cannon Furniture. One of our great sponsors, Kristen Cannon from Cannon Furniture here in downtown Elizabethton. Why Cannon Furniture? A lot of stores out there, furniture stores. Why Cannon Furniture?
We are one of the only local, family-owned, family-run furniture stores. We carry a large variety of manufacturers. We can be your one-stop shop. Furniture, bedding, grilling, accessories. We have it all here, and also do special orders. So if you can't find it, we can order it.
The beauty of being a mom and pop store, it's pretty cool because you're local and it starts and stops right here, right?
It does. Like any of their local stores, you can call us, speak to a real person. One of us will be answering the phone, not a robot. Same thing when you come in to shop, you're not just a number to us. One of our kids probably plays sports with your kids, or goes to church with you, or know your neighbor. So it's a good community store. We sponsor a lot of programs in the community, so when you help us, we help you, and we're all a big family. Very good point. Hours are open? We are open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 9 to 5. And where do we find you on social media? You find us on Facebook at Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings. Same thing on Instagram. And the phone number is? 423-543-6937. One of our great sponsors of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Douglas Sports Show, Kristen Cannon and the kids here at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton. Would you please?
Eagle Center Co-op is a great collection of antiques and collectibles, coins, cast iron, vintage furniture, artwork, just about anything that you can think of. And I always say that it's full of things from the past that tell a story when people no longer can. So lots of things to add character and conversation to your home, handmade jewelry, just about anything that you can think of, we've got it.
You have a waiting list. How many vendors right now?
We have close to 50 vendors, and we have a 2-page waiting list for people who would like to become vendors, and hopefully we can work those in somehow. It's exciting. Hours are open? We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
And social media?
Social media is on Facebook at Eagle Center Co-op, and we're located at 507 East Elk Avenue in downtown Elizabethton. Beautiful downtown. Beautiful downtown. Be loyal. Buy local, and buy it in Betsy at Eagle Center Co-op in downtown Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Football.
Oh, get that red square out of there. Here we go. We're back live. As we are, we're here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. The honey, pepper, pimento chicken sandwich. Have you had it? Is it good? Is it good? Have you had it?
I have not had it.
You what? Oh, really? So you don't like pimento cheese per se, but you love this. Okay. Come right here. Come closer so I can see what your name is. Oh, it's Amanda. So, how... I pulled the chain. It worked. So, how do you not remember who I am? Hello, Eric Bowers. Well, you're welcome, Eric Bowers. You're very kind, sir. Hi, Inez Burton. Where are you at? I have a shirt for you. Anyway, when I see you again, I got you a Cyclone shirt you wanted. So, Miss Inez got that. So, Salvation Army, thank you again to Aaron Scott. All right, we got football. We got a lot of it. It's going to be rescheduled for tomorrow. So, as I said at the outset of the show, it's weather related to a point, but it's a financial move, I think, because these schools, the money cow, the bell ringer of these programs, and you know this, we all know this, is football. They have big crowds. Science Hill only has 4 home games this year, so they got to maximize as many people they get in the stands, paying the tickets, buying the popcorn, soda pops, and so on and so forth. So it is a money move as much as a weather move. So temperature's going to be in the upper 50s Friday, the rain all day long. And so as a result of that, these games have been moved. Here's your 7 o'clock games, Eastside and Thomas Walker, Tazewell County and Giles in Virginia. At 7:30 Thursday night, tomorrow night, Chuckydoke, Unicoi County, Happy Valley, North Green, Holston and Johnson County, Hampton, Unaka, all at 7:30 tomorrow night, as is West Green and Sullivan East and West Ridge and Tennessee High. An 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night will be Daniel Boone Science Hill. Over and above that, some of these schools are having senior night tomorrow night too. So, you want to honor the seniors, and if mamas and daddies come out there. You've waited 4 years to honor your kids in football or whatever sport, all the sports they honor typically. It's pouring down the rain. You can't take pictures and videos. I get all that. So those reasons primarily are why they're switching to tomorrow night, correct?
Yeah, and it's just, and Science Hill's having to play late. 8 o'clock, it's pretty late kickoff because of the soccer championship at 4:30 at the same stadium there. So they'll have to. That'll be interesting. I didn't think also are they going to clear the stadium, but they'll also have to move the soccer goals out of the way there and get everything.
Wow, that takes.
It's not a big transition, I guess, but it's going to take some manpower.
Well, what they should do, they didn't ask me, and it's really none of my business. I'm meddling, but I would just double them up, say pay one price. Jack the price a little bit and get a soccer regional championship and a senior night high school football game, two for one. But
you probably, and I just thought of this now, we talked about it a little earlier, but that just now popped into my mind. Tito's AAA sets those prices for a region tournament, so they're going to set that regardless. So that probably ties Science Hill's hands on that.
So disregard whatever I just said because I don't know what I'm talking about. That's just me sitting there.
I just thought about that just as you were saying that.
So I can shoot from the hip all day long, but can't do anything about it. So here's the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. Psalms 116:2. Now listen to this. Because he has inclined his ear to me, therefore I will call upon him as long as I live. Now you think of that. The God of the universe, everybody in this room right here. You pick somebody right now in San Antonio, Texas. Pick somebody in Belgrade, Yugoslavia. Pick somebody in Calcutta, India.
Huntington, West Virginia,
where I'm from, or Charleston, where I'm from. Anywhere in the world, at any time, because he inclined his ear to me, to all of us. Yeah. He hears us all the time. He just told me something's going on in his family, and so he's hearing the prayers going up with some of the folks there. He knows everything going on, so because he inclined his ear to me, I'm going to, what was the rest of the verse? Were you good at memorization?
I will. He inclined his ear to me, so I'll always call upon him. That's close, isn't it?
I can't remember anything anymore. Because he has inclined his ear to me, therefore I will call upon him as long as I live.
Yeah,
hello, that's a no-brainer. Psalms 116:2. Hello, Coach Presnell. How you doing? I love you, man. So, all right, let's go down some of these games. Let's start with the obvious tomorrow night. You just touched on it. Daniel Boone, Science Hill, big non-conference game, big rivalry game. Who gets that one?
Well, Daniel Boone's down to, I say down to, that sounds kind of bad. They've had their starting quarterback went out, the backup went out. Those are the two, they're basically their two best players on offense. They're both out for the rest of the season. So they got a freshman starting in at quarterback. He got thrown to the Wolves or to, I guess more accurately, he got thrown to the Smoky Bears last week. And
thrown to the Bears.
yeah, so it's tough. I mean, Science Hill's got a massive advantage there, and Science Hill, you know, they've become an explosive team. You know, Spencer Taylor's closing in on 1,000 yards passing, and he's only been playing a few games here. So they've changed who they are. They've changed their personality, and it's going to be really tough. But Jeremy Jenkins is one of the best football coaches in the area. He's one of the best coaches overall. If you consider everything, football, softball, he's one of the best coaches in the state. And whatever he can muster up out of his bunch, he's going to get it tomorrow night.
Science Hill's 5-3 non-conference. Daniel Boone is 3-4. You're going with who tomorrow night?
Science Hill.
Going with Science Hill?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Westridge and Tennessee High non-conference. Westridge at 4-3. Tennessee High at 5-3. A 6A against a 5A. Who gets that one tomorrow night?
Well, you know, Westridge has had their number here in their early goings in their football program. Tennessee High has gotten hot. Westridge is coming in, licking its wounds, but playing a couple of really tough teams. You know, I gotta lean towards Tennessee High, and I think I might wind up getting burned on that. But I'm going to say Tennessee High gets them this year. But I think it's going to be a really good football game. I definitely think Westridge can win. I think it's going to be close. Come down to the fourth quarter.
Are you proud of me? I'm being stubborn. I'm not putting on my glasses.
No, that's good.
Thank
I
you.
guess it's good as long as you can read.
Well, West Green 3-5. I say that and I get blurry. West Green 3-5 at Sullivan East tomorrow night, and East will come in with a record of 5-3. Who gets that one?
I like Sullivan East. I like the fact that they can put points on the board and playing a smaller school. Drake Fisher should continue his really fantastic senior season.
I'm going to get his Alabama-Tennessee pick here in a little while, too. Unaka 2-6. Tomorrow night will play at Hampton against the Bulldogs, and Hampton comes in with a record of 6-2. Is that right? Yep,
Yeah.
6-2. Who gets that one tomorrow night?
You know, Hampton is really good this year, and they've got a great running back in Dominique Burleson, and they've got a really good offense. They've got a stingy defense. That's a team that can make some serious postseason noise. The state voters and the polls are missing out on them, I think. But, I think Hampton gets that game.
Then you have Happy Valley, one of the hottest teams not only in Northeast Tennessee but across the state. They're playing some excellent football. They're 5-3. We'll take on North Green, a non-conference game tomorrow at 3-5. Who gets that one tomorrow night? The Warriors or North Green?
Definitely think Happy Valley. Can't say enough for what Jason Jarrett and the coaching staff at Happy Valley's done this season. I mean, they were losing like crazy coming into the season, lost their first 3 games. They could have folded up the 10th, and instead they've turned it around. That win over South Green legitimized everything, and we'll see where they can go from here.
That is a regional game tomorrow night, too, so that does count in the standings in 2A football. And then you have Chucky Doak, Unicoi County in 3A. Chucky Doak ranked in the state. I think they're number 10 this week in the state. They are 6-2 overall. Unicoi County at 5-3. They'll play that one where? They'll play that one at Unicoi County. Yes. So
It's in there somewhere.
yeah, it's down through here. Don't make me put my glass on.
It's snuck up there at the top
There
because
you
it's
go.
a region game. So.
You just snuck up there. It's like beep, beep, beep. Blind man here didn't see it. Chucky Doak at Unicoi County tomorrow in Irvin. So at 7:30, this could be a good turnaround game for the Blue Devils. They've struggled this year a little bit.
Yeah, I think that Chucky Doak's got a really good team, really good offense. They can run and pass it. Unicoi County's going to have to put some points on the board, which they did well last week. They've got a young quarterback who's looking good in Colby Jones. I think this is a flip a coin game, and so I'm going to go with Unicoi, but I think Chucky Doak's favored by a slight amount. I will go with the upset and go with Unicoi.
Dobbins Minute tomorrow, or rather Friday night. That game's going to stay put at Friday night at Crockett. It's an 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock kickoff. It'll be 7 o'clock kickoff. Yep. Dobbins Minute going after their 825th win as a school. They've never lost to Crockett. They're 8-0 against the Pioneers. Will that change Friday night in Jonesboro? Or Crockett upset them, or will DB get the W?
No, that's DB. Crockett's had some issues, too, with having to move some things around. Crockett's a good team. They're well coached. But DB should handle that one fairly easily, score a lot of points.
Jefferson County, who's 7-1 to go to Cocke County. Cocke County is 1-7. You kind of know on paper who should get that one in Newport on Friday or tomorrow night. Morristown West at Bearden. That should be a pretty good ball game.
I'm going with Bearden. Bearden has looked. They lost a couple of games to really, really good football teams early, and they've won everything since, including beating Maryville. This is a real good Bearden team, and whoever matches up with Bearden, Dobbs Bennett, Science Hill, Jeff County, Western, whoever's matching up with them in the first round is going to have their hands full.
South Green will go to Granger for football Friday night. South Green again at 7-1 in 2A. Granger is 2-6 in 4A. Who wins that one?
I like South Green. South Green struggled last week to beat Eagleton, which surprised me a little bit. I thought they'd handle them a little bit better than that, and they've lost in overtime, won by 1 point. They've had a couple of close games, but I think they beat Granger.
Cloudland will be at Rutherford, North Carolina, which is obviously a non-conference game. Know nothing about that team, but we're pulling for Cloudland. Can they win it on the road?
Yeah, the way they're running the football, Kyle Birchfield, 1,100 yards rushing, 25 or 26 TDs, tremendous, and that's what Cloudland does. Zach Birchfield's got that Woody Hayes thing. It's like there's only three things that can happen when you pass the ball. 2 of them are bad, so we'll just run it.
Greenville will play at Northview Academy on Friday night in a big 4A matchup before the game next week. The Cyclones and Greenville. Greenville get that one, and Northview will throw the upset.
I don't want to diss Northview Academy, but I just don't see that I don't think that's a competitive game. I think Greenville rolls, and then we get to the biggie next week.
Town's already buzzing. Both towns are already buzzing.
Yep.
It's like the Northview game's a formality to get to the game, but and that's no disrespect to the Cougar fan base at Northview, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah. The game next week in Elizabethton. Can't wait. Wish it was this week, but it's not. It'll be here soon enough. Good news out of Daniel Boone and Crocker. We're talking to Doug Fritz. They got the go-ahead from the Washington County Board of Education, $8.2 million to upgrade the athletic facilities of both schools at Daniel Boone and Crockett. First phase will be to needed renovations of the school's football stadiums, updated infrastructure and restrooms, as well as new bleachers, seating up to 2,300 spectators at each school. Board plans to approve similar upgrades to other athletic fields of both schools. So Burwell Construction says you got 260 days. We'll do it. They're going to allow the facilities to still be used for the next football season while they're working. So good news for Daniel Boone and Crockett. That's great news.
That is. I hope things go smoothly. They had trouble with putting the lights up at Boone there a couple of years ago, and they've had to move some games around and play on Saturdays, and Crockett had trouble getting into their stadium there when they're putting the field turf in. So hopefully this will go smoothly and they can keep playing games, and that's a great news for both those schools. And both of those athletic programs have improved themselves across the board.
Oh, absolutely.
Over the past decade or so. Great job by Danny Good, Josh Kite, the school administrators, people like Tim Campbell, other people like that have done a great job of getting these athletic programs really going and putting money into them and making it better for the kids.
Yep. Let's take a look at the state volleyball tournament, AAA. Westridge got beat yesterday 3-0 by Nolensville. They'll play today at 3:30 against Colliersville. AA, Volunteer got beat 3-0 by Creekwood. They'll play tonight at 6 o'clock against Dyer County. In the single A, South Green got beat by Harpeth, and South Green will play tonight at 6 o'clock against Gibson County. It's tough to come out of the loser bracket and win a state championship, but it can be done, right?
Well, Nolensville did that a couple of years ago in Class AA, or maybe it was when they were one of those years I was looking back, they lost that first game, and they just steamrolled back through. Now, one thing in volleyball that you can do that's not the same in other sports is if you lose that first game and you get all the way back to the championship, it's not a best of three. It's a one game deal there. Yeah. So it's more doable, but still obviously very difficult. You need to win that first one, but it can be done.
Regional soccer last night. Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett both won, so they'll play, as we said, tomorrow at 4:30 for the championship at Kermit Tipton Stadium. In the AA, you have Greenville and Tennessee I playing tomorrow night at the Stone Castle. And in single A, you have Kingston at Chucky Doak tomorrow night for the single A regional soccer championship. So good luck to all those teams.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So that's what's going on in soccer, volleyball. Everything else getting ready to kind of shift to fall sports and winter sports, which would be wrestling and swimming and basketball coming up. And they get a chance, I think it's the last Monday of the month when they can officially start practice for all the winter sports. So says the TSSAA. So high school football rankings out this week. You okay with all the rankings?
Yeah, like I said a few minutes ago, I think Hampton's kind of, they need a little more respect and love in that. But otherwise, I think it's good. I think teams have kind of set their stake in the ground at this point. Really, what's left to prove, I think, up at the top, you got Bradley Central and Oakland, I think, in 6A, and they're, that's going to have to shake itself out. I think teams are going to have to prove they can beat Knox West in 5A. We'll have to see how that comes out. 4A, I think it's Pearl Con. They're shutting everybody out that they're playing. They're beating people 40-0. I think they had 4 shutouts in a row. So it's Elizabeth and Greenville. And I really, the more I look at that, more think about it. Anderson County's still there. They got 4 losses. That's still going to be a challenge because they have the talent and they played a tough schedule. But I'm thinking that Greenville, Elizabeth, and winner is going to get all the regular season winner is going to have obviously the advantage of playing at home if they make it back to the quarterfinals, and they won't have to play Anderson County. So the regular season winner is going to be in great shape to get at least to the semifinals. You're looking at probably Upperman there, but I think, I'd put those 2 teams over Upperman at this point based on not knowing this year's Upperman team, but what we saw the last one that came up here. So I think that's a big deal. It really is a big
It's
deal.
huge.
Yeah.
It
and then
is.
3A, Johnson County, Unicoi, that nobody's getting past Alcoa there. 2A, I like Hampton. I like they've got a chance to get down the road a ways. And I think Cloudland's got a chance to make some noise. I don't know if they can get as far as they did a couple of years ago, but still got a chance to make some noise.
Maryville plays Alcoa Friday night or tomorrow night, depending on the weather. That's going to be a big ball game down in Alcoa.
Yeah, Maryville's really struggled this year. They lost that running back, Gage Ledoux, who was tremendous. I mean, that was a big loss for them. He's going to the University of Virginia, I think. Usually it's just plug and play with them, and they just go on. The next guy steps in. But I think they're not at their same level. But I tell you what, once the playoffs come, I think they're going to lose to Alcoa. But once the playoffs come, I'm not wanting to line up against Maryville. I'm not saying, oh, they're down. You can't beat them though. But the door's open, I think, for a surprising run by somebody like a Sciential or a DB or something. Because I don't know though, because Bradley Central's real good, Bearden's real good. I mean, it's going to be tough. But Maryville's not the roadblock that they were.
Good point. So you feel like the teams get on down the road. You just mentioned them. So playoffs start in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? 3 weeks.
Yeah, so you got next week's week 11. So, yeah, and then the week 12 is when they start. So
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from Friday night, playoffs start. So, wow, it's here. And so excitement abounds. I know in 2 cities it's excitement, Greenville and Elizabeth, and they are jacked up for this game. And as they should be, as you said, there is a lot riding on this football game next Friday night. Sean knows it. Coach Bradley knows it down in Greenville. Everybody knows the importance of this game coming up next Friday night for a lot of reasons, and for no other reason to have everybody comes this way this year in the playoffs. So you'll be at home, and for all the talk about Elizabeth and not being at home for 6 games, it was a big deal, and it was a struggle, but they won all 6 games. For me personally, I'd rather be at home in November playing playoff games. Okay, I'd like to be in August and September, sure, but I'm okay. If I have a choice in 2023 where I'm going to be, I'd rather be playing home games in November than worry about where we were in August. That's
Absolutely,
just me. So,
for sure.
all right. How about Evan Carter? What about the Rangers?
He's been tremendous. He's interviewed a post-game interview, kind of like the player of the game type thing the other day, and made those 2 really good catches and the big double play. And he's got a good arm out there. He's got a strong arm, and then what he's doing at the plate is just, it's just unbelievable. At one point there, they put on there he was 46 for 102, and getting on base. And at that point in his major league career, I think that was regular season and postseason, and that's about a 440 on base clip, which is historically great. And there are going to be some bumps in the road. A friend of mine asked me, what will he definitely be the starting outfielder for him next year? I said, well, as long as they don't bring in a big free agent, which you never know what the clubs are going to do, bring in a big free agent, that can change the makeup of the team. Or if he goes into spring training and just gets overmatched and has a bad spring. But with his plate presence and his eye and stuff, I don't think that'll happen. I think he's got a great chance of starting for them. But besides all that, he's 7-0 in his major league career in the postseason. I mean, how many guys can come into the postseason and win their first 7 games? Now, it's not just been just him, but I mean, he's done incredible. They're 2 games away, and they're getting Scherzer back, which I didn't even know that was going to happen. They're getting him back. They win this game 3. I mean, Evan Carter's got a great chance right now of playing in the World Series.
Oh, yeah. At 21 years old.
Who would have dreamed that back in June or July? Evan Carter playing in the World Series, it's a great thing for our area, and I know everybody's fantastically excited about it.
Absolutely. In fact, the story that I had, for some reason the computer didn't upload it. I don't know why. I did it this morning. But anyway, his teammates are calling him the Savior, because you look at when this kid came up, they were in 3rd place in the American League West behind Seattle and Houston. And he kind of jumped, not by himself, but he sparked them. He jump-started his team and helped them. So now his teammates call him the Savior. And so, he, of course, probably wears that Jesus One shirt. They've sold the whiz out of those to the FCA. It's funny how the Lord takes things and gets credit for it and gets honor out of it, and that's exactly what's happening here with Evan Carter. So, anyway, I'm going to have that tomorrow. I don't know why I didn't set up today. I had it put in the computer before I came over here. I get here and it's not here. I don't know what happened. You know anything about computers except they make really good Frisbees? So
yeah, I know something about computers.
Yeah.
Jumping back to Evan, it's such a great attitude that he has, and how he knows why he is where he is because of what the Lord's blessed him with. But it was so fun to watch him going against Justin Verlander. This is Justin Verlander. Now, he's not the greatest version that there ever has been of Justin Verlander. That was back when he was younger. But this is a Hall of Fame pitcher who knows how to win baseball games. He knows how to pitch to people. And it was so fun to watch Evan just take pitches just a smidge off the plate and just take them and work the count and get himself in a good situation to get on base against a pitcher like Justin Verlander. And the only part of his game that he needs to improve is doing better against left-handed pitchers. And I think because of his plate presence, I think he'll do better there. But he's going to have to improve that if he wants to be an everyday player.
Doug Fritz, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Last thing on the other side of the ledger, Phillies shellacked Arizona last night, 10-0. We'll go down, talk about some of the records set last night and what Schwarber's done. He's tied himself with Reggie Jackson, so we'll talk about that. But the Phillies heading off to Arizona travel day today, man, they're in the catbird seat. They're up 2-0, and it's been a dominant first 2 games of the Phillies over Arizona.
Yeah, I don't hate the Phillies, but it's really hard to watch them because the way that they've handled the Braves, and credit to them because they just flat out beat the Braves these last couple of years, and they're like a menace. And Arizona, I mean, I might be wrong, but I think Arizona now has no chance. Watching how these first 2 games have played out, I don't see any way Arizona's going to keep them out of the World Series. So then, really, if it winds up being Texas and Philadelphia, that's going to be that's either going to be a fun World Series to watch or a miserable one because I don't want Philadelphia to win it. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, they're on a roll. They've got a great lineup: Schwarber, Castellanos, Harper, Trey Turner. I mean, you just go up and down the lineup; they're tremendous.
Yep, they are. Doug Fritz, thank you, my friend, stopping by as always. Appreciate you bunches.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Brother in Christ. He's a good one. We'll take a break. We'll come right back, take a look at Major League Baseball. Also, yesterday we had a little cross-country meet that were going on out of Still Creek Park. Tanner Cook covered those. We'll talk about that and who did what. We'll go down the top 5 runners out of each group, and so kind of recap the cross-country. They deserve publicity too. So soccer and volleyball and football and cross-country. If you get any more cancellations or any more, at this point they probably won't change anymore.
No, it's probably too late. Now,
yeah.
I think yesterday was the day. There was a couple of teams that were kind of thinking about it. I think they were on the fence. One decided to go to Friday, one moved to Thursday. But I think yesterday was the day to do it. I don't think they're going to do it now unless something changed in the forecast and it got even worse, then maybe they would, but I doubt it.
Yep. All right, we'll take a look at Major League Baseball, college football, and high school cross-country next. But first, readers are winners on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Readers are winners. Hi, this is Tom Taylor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm a huge proponent on the importance of reading. I firmly believe it's the key to being successful, being the best reader you can be. And so in partnership with Elizabethton City Schools and the Betsy Book Bus, it's the Readers are Winners Reading Challenge. At the end of this 9 weeks, The top 50 readers based on minutes read from each of the 3 elementary schools, Eastside, Harold McCormick, and Westside, will get and win Tom Taylor Sports Show Readers or Winners t-shirts, plus be featured on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Reading is so important. In fact, Walt Disney said, it is books that are the key to the wide world. If you can't do anything else, read all that you can. Albert Einstein said, if you're going to get anywhere in life, you have to read a lot of books. And Margaret Fuller simply said, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. It's the Readers or Winners Book Challenge on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Elizabethton City Schools, and the Betsy Book Bus. Here's some folks who also believe in the importance of reading.
This is Pastor Mark Fowler, and we want to invite you to be with us at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church sometime soon. And we're thankful for what God is doing, and we've had visitors almost every week. We have so many people that God is using His Word to accomplish a work in their life. And we want you to come. Now, I think about our society today, and there's a lot of talk about the negative aspects and generations and what's missing and what we're going to do and how do we face this social issue and how do we face that social issue, and that is always the buzz, and if we're not careful we talk like God doesn't have an answer. 2 Timothy chapter 3 we looked at the other night together in our church, and it reminds us that yes, in the last days there's going to be some difficult things come, dangerous times, but the antidote is always God's Word. And so what we're trying to do is to provide Bible answers for today's tough questions. And we're building Believers by the Book. So we want your family to come. We're thankful to have a Sunday school hour and a junior church and master clubs and a youth group and all those things going on. But what we're trying to accomplish is to get the Word of God into the hearts and minds of God's people.
Around, so here we go. Tell me about these, would you please?
So those are silver with rose gold and diamonds. They're in my flyer that we sent out, and those are $349.
$349 for those, and those are silver and gold, correct?
Right, silver and rose gold.
Silver and rose gold.
So they kind of got like a Love's Crossing twist to them.
Okay. Number 2 display will be,
and that's the pendant that matches.
Okay, there's the pendant,
and it's $299.
$299. Okay.
Rose gold and silver.
All right. Have several of these in stock or just a few?
That I have a couple in stock. I just reordered on those.
Okay. Put this down here. Let's go to this next. Okay.
So, and that is a double heart necklace, and that
Watching Evan Carter work out with his teammates, at first you might confuse him for the Bat Boy. If he looks young, it's because he is. Just turned 21 in August, was barely old enough to legally drink the champagne the Rangers enjoyed after their playoff-clinching wins against Tampa and Baltimore. He's only been in the big leagues 5 weeks, but he plays like a 10-year veteran, hitting .420.
Talking with Dr. Aaron Kaiser from Physical Therapy Services. Tell us what you're all about.
Well, we're physical therapy, and so what we do is we put people through rehab, whether it's surgical or non-surgical, and try to get them back as functionally possible as fast as we can so that they're functional.
Yep. Things you guys do, things that you offer, the ways you take care of people.
Okay, so we have a bunch of equipment that we get to use on people all the time. So we have an Alter G, which is an anti-gravity treadmill. We have a Biodex. We have new steps. We do a lot of manual. We do modalities. We really do it all. We treat knee replacements, shoulder replacements, rotator cuff. We do vertigo. We do carpal tunnel. We do neuropathy. We do it all.
Do it all,
Yeah.
and do it well.
Thank you.
2 locations.
Yes, 2 locations. One is 1975 West Elk Avenue. That is our main orthopedic clinic. That's where we do the athletes and the adults and that kind of thing. And then we have a pediatric clinic. It's in medical care, 1500 West Elk Avenue, and that's where we have PT and OT for kids.
They have a lot to offer, folks. So the best way to do is find out through social media what they do offer, and how do we find you?
So we have Facebooks they're separate from both of them, the ortho clinic and the pediatric clinic. And then, of course, you can always just call us or grab me on a sideline. You'll probably find me there most of the time.
There you go. Dr. Aaron Kaiser, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Dooley Sports Show and Cyclone Sports at Physical Therapy Services.
Thank you.
And back on the Tom Dooley Sports Show, I think I've got the Evan Carter thing. I think I fixed it. Thanks to Kerry Taylor. I hope, so you all can see it coming up here in a minute. Let's take a look cross country. The Big Four cross country Big Four Conference Championship at Still Creek yesterday. We'll start with the ladies first in the South. Daniel Boone, Science Hill, Dobbins, Minute, and Westridge, your top 4 there. Your top 5 runners. Now, if I botch these names, I got no pronunciation key, so please don't get mad at me. I'll do the best I can. So at least they're getting their names out there. Sadie Honeycutt, Daniel Boone won it, time of 19:11. Second place was Ella Battel, Battel from Daniel Boone. Third was Mahri, Mari Lane from Boone. Fourth was Ava Nutter from Science Hill, and fifth was Kerrigan Lewis from Daniel Boone. On the boys' side, Dobbins Minute, Daniel Boone, Science Hill, Westridge in that order. Luke Massard set the course record. This guy smoked it yesterday. 15:11 was the winning time for Luke Massard. Fisher Battel from Daniel Boone second. Adam Kelly, Daniel Boone was third, and Caleb Haygood from Dobbins Minute was fourth yesterday. That was the Big Four. Again, team winners for the ladies, Daniel Boone, Science Hill 1 and 2. For the boys, Dobbins Minute, Daniel Boone 1 and 2. Now in the Three Rivers Conference Championship, cross country, for the ladies, your top team was Crockett, then came Elizabethton, University High, Tennessee High, Sullivan East, and Happy Valley. Your top 5 ladies yesterday, the Three Rivers race, Maggie Bellamy from Crockett, winning time of 19:53. Hannah McLean from Crockett. Lucy Smith from University High was third. Jenna Reacher from Tennessee High, hope I said it right, Reecher. It bugs me if I mispronounce names, but I'm just going by what I think it looks like. Number 4, Tennessee High. Kylie Moore from Crockett, number 5. We're finished 5th for the ladies. For the gentlemen, top team was Elizabethton, Crockett, Sullivan East, Tennessee High, University High in that order. Riley Vernon wins it for the Cyclones. He was your number 1 runner with a time of 16:48. Cooper Chenault, Elizabethton second. Max Garner, Elizabethton third. James Shirk from Sullivan East, Shirk from East was fourth, and fifth was Jerry Behrman from Elizabethton. So the top 5, 4 of the top 5 were Cyclones, and so they win the boys' side. The girls were won by Crockett in the Three Rivers. In the Big Four, boys' winner was Dobbins Minute, and the girls' winner was Daniel Boone. So there you go. Now, cross your eyes, cross your fingers. I did this during the break. Kerry Taylor coached me through this, so try this again. Here we go. Hopefully it's here. The Evan Carter interview. Punch the number, Tom. Punch the button, Tom, and hold your breath.
Watching Evan Carter work out with his teammates, at first you might confuse him for the bat boy. If he looks young, it's because he is. Just turned 21 in August, was barely old enough to legally drink the champagne the Rangers enjoyed after their playoff clinching wins against Tampa and Baltimore. He's only been in the big leagues 5 weeks, but he plays like a 10-year veteran, hitting .429 in the postseason and on base 62% of the time. You've burst on the scene in a way that isn't often seen in this game. How do you keep it at this even keel level that you seem to?
Yeah, I think that baseball has a funny way of humbling anybody and everybody, and it always will, so that's always going to be chasing you. whenever that does show up, I've just got to stay confident and have fun and just keep doing what I'm doing. You know, that's all that really matters. You can't control when that eventually will catch up to you, but, you know, hold it off for as long as possible and just keep having fun.
Carter's Rangers teammates have had some fun joking with the rookie, too, calling him the savior for the work he did in the regular season to help them reach the playoffs, and now the work that he's doing to spark the team in the postseason. But it can't be as easy as he makes it look, can it? What's the biggest difference between minor league pitching and major league pitching?
Gosh, there's a bunch of differences. I mean, everybody that you face, you know, in the minor leagues, sometimes you get the starter out and it's like, all right, like we're going to get some relief in the bullpen. You know, we want to get the starter out of the game. And now it's like, you know, you get the starter out of the game and there's somebody just as good, if not better, coming in. And there's no real let up, I guess. That would be the biggest difference for me.
If the difference between pitching in the minors and major leagues is significant, then surely, too, is the intensity level once you're playing October baseball. And even more so in an ALCS matching these Lone Star rivals. You've gotten a taste of playoff baseball, obviously, now. Now it ramps up. Do you get a sense for what this means to this state and these fan bases?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the game the other night was awesome. That's the coolest game I've ever been a part of. And I know it's only going to get better the further that we go, so it's really exciting.
Exciting for sure, but this 21-year-old manages to stay grounded. And the biggest reason why? The young lady who's been by his side since middle school, and his wife since December, Kaylin Shell.
My wife, 100%. She's always there for me, you know, good or bad. Gosh, she's the foundation of our relationship, man, you know, holding it all together, so I'm really thankful for her.
Thank you, Carrie Taylor. She worked her magic. So try this, and I did. Okay, so she is invaluable. Thank you, ma'am. How about that? Is that not what it's all about right there? Evan Carter says, you know, she's the rock in this relationship. Isn't that great? So behind every good man is a great woman. So, and you know what? That's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to find somebody that's your best friend, your buddy, and they lift you up and support you like you lift them up and support them. That's what it's all about. So it's So great story. Thank you. Again, thanks to Carrie. I may run it one more time here in a minute. I could run that thing all day long. It's great. All right, baseball, the Phillies crushing Arizona last night, 10-0 in Game 2. 2-0 lead to the best of 7. Phillies now 2 wins away from defeating the Diamondbacks and claiming their second consecutive National League pennant. Right-hander Aaron Nola, excellent postseason, blanking the Diamondbacks over 6 innings. Kyle Schwarber, 2 home runs. Trey Turner added his own. Philadelphia's lineup produced back-to-back 4-run innings in the 6th and 7th to completely blow the game open. Travel day today, moving to Chase Field in Phoenix for Games 3, 4, and 5 if necessary starting tomorrow. Schwarber, unbelievable. Sitting there watching the game, and the guy just stepped into it, smoked it, jacked it out of there big time. He, of course, has Schwarber moved into the tie for the second most career home runs in LCS history, surpassing Bernie Williams, Jose Altuve, and George Brett, among others. So the top 3 right now, Manny Ramirez with 13. He's tied with Big Albert Pujols with 10. So his second home run tied him with Reggie Jackson for the most ever hit in the postseason by a left-handed batter. He's got 18. So how about that? So Schwarber doing it, getting it done for the Phillies. Again, Aaron Nola posted in 32 starts a 4.46 ERA over the season. In his first 2 starts, one against Atlanta, the other against the Marlins, he had a combined 2 runs on 9 hits and 2 walks. Kept it going last night. In 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, no walks, struck out 7 of the 22 batters he faced. Nola is red hot. How big is a 2-0 lead for the Phillies heading to Phoenix? Well, I'm glad you asked that. We'll flip it over and tell you. Major League teams to take such a lead in a best of 7 have won said series more than 84% of the time, so the Phillies in the driver's seat here. Only 14 of the 89 teams to fall behind 2-0 have been able to recover and win the series. So, again, travel day today. Ranger Suarez will go for the Phillies tomorrow against rookie righty Brandon Pfaadt for the Diamondbacks. First pitch is at 5 o'clock tomorrow, again in Phoenix, for the Diamondbacks and the Philadelphia Phillies. The Rangers and the Astros. Let's see. They play today, don't they? Yes, they do, don't they? Isn't it Max Scherzer? Yeah, baseball, American League. Yep, it did. 8:03 tonight. What was I thinking? Yeah, Javier for the Astros will go with Scherzer for the Rangers. 8:07 tonight on Fox Sports 1. So there you go. Game 3, Rangers up 2-0 in their quest to get to the World Series for the first time since 2011, and they're on their way. And am I a homer? You better believe it. I'm homering for Texas Rangers and for Evan Carter. All right, college football. A couple of interesting stories. See where Shane Beamer broke his foot? Yeah, broke a bone in his right foot. He kicked something in frustration after his team squandered a 10-point fourth-quarter lead and lost 41-39 at home to Florida in Columbia on Saturday. After the game, frustrated, gut-wrenching, and emotional loss. I got frustrated. I kicked something shouldn't have kicked. Thought I was okay. And then all of a sudden, ouch, I got home and ouch, it swelled up. Got a broken bone in his foot. Walking around with a limp. I guess he has a boot on. And so the athletic director, when he found out what happened, he says, quote, I died laughing when Beamer told him he had broken his foot because he kicked something in the locker room after the game. So Shane Beamer will be limping on the sidelines with the Carolina Gamecocks for a while because of, as we said, the broken foot. All right, Notre Dame athletic director Jack Swarbrick has advocated for the NCAA to collectively bargain with athletes. After testifying on Capitol Hill about the name, image, and likeness in college sports, Swarbrick claimed and clarified he was against players being classified as university employees. He suggested giving athletes a special status that would maintain their positions as a full-time student at a university, but still allow them to unionize and collectively bargain with a larger entity. Interesting. That's as far as I can go with it. We'll have to wait and see. But they are in Congress, and they're kicking around the idea of doing something to fix college athletics. Collectively bargaining is what he says. I'm not sure about that, but what I am sure is you got a couple hours to keep bidding. You got 4 more hours to bid on this. The Stacy's Carpet Smokebusters online auction stops at 6 o'clock tonight with Collins and Company. Daryl Larkin, Stacy's Carpet and Smokebusters. Complete store and remodeling liquidation auction. Go to collinsandcompany.info. And you have until 6 o'clock tonight to bid on things such as vinyl floor coverings, wood trim, a Toyota forklift, carpet fork for forklift, office equipment, hand tools, power tools, box lots, large quantities of carpet and vinyl floor covering. Here it is until 6 o'clock tonight. You have to make that go. So then you have, hello, Jim Miller. How you doing, sir? I'm doing good, sir. Doing good. Good to see you, as always. Then you have a doll auction going on. Started Monday, goes to the 24th. If you're a doll collector, hey, Christmas is coming up. What a great Christmas gift to give someone. A collectible doll. There it is from the Audrey Reese estate. There you go. Go to collinsandcompany.info and check these out. All kinds of dolls. This camera won't do it justice, but you have Cabbage Patch Kids, Shirley Temple dolls, Disney characters, Chatty Cathy, Pelham puppets, Coke Barbies, Cracker Barrel Barbies, Scarlett O'Hara, Marilyn Monroe, Madame Alexander, vintage dolls, doll cases, dollhouse furniture, doll strollers, several hundred dolls of all kinds. All the bids started $1. Started Monday. collinsandcompany.info. And then you have this building here that goes until today at 6 o'clock. They're auctioning off the Brummett Sports Building in downtown Elizabeth, and the business stays in there. I was just in there yesterday buying some stuff, and they're going great guns. They're running wide open, I can tell you that. So Brummett Sports, the business is not being auctioned off, but the building is. Hopefully the owners will keep the Brummett Sports right there, and if not, they'll find a new location. They're going to keep going. But hopefully it'll stay right where it's been. But that's not my call, nor is it your call. It's whoever buys its call. Anyway, you have until 6 o'clock tonight to bid on an online auction for the, I call it the Brummett Sports Building in downtown Elizabethton. So there you go. And on East Elk Avenue. And, again, stopped by there yesterday, and they are going like gangbusters, Ashley and Julie. And one of the things they're doing right now for Christmas, it's that season, cold weather's coming, is varsity jackets or Letterman jackets. In fact, let me see how long it is till Christmas. Let's see here. It is, how many days to Christmas Eve? 67 days to Christmas Eve. So, good time for you to go down and get a jacket. We'll run the commercial here in a second where you can see for yourself how you can get a varsity. We called the varsity jackets growing up. Again, they call them Letterman jackets now. So, anyway, that's what's going on down in Brummets. We'll take a break, come back, talk some college basketball and some more college football. We'll run down who's playing where in the top 25. Tennessee and Alabama. Forgot to ask Doug, who do you think is going to win the Tennessee-Alabama game on Saturday and why? Here's the games moved to tomorrow night. We'll do it for you one more time. In Virginia, Eastside, Thomas Walker. These are 7 o'clock games. Tazewell County and Giles at 7:30 tomorrow night. Chucky Doak, Unicoi County. Happy Valley at North Green. Holston and Johnson County. Unaka and Hampton. West Green at Sullivan East and West Ridge at Tennessee High. Those are all 7:30s tomorrow night. Then at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Daniel Boone and Science Hill play right around the corner here at Kermit Tipton Stadium. And that'll be an 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night. Coming up on October the 28th, a week from Saturday, will be the Miss Food City pageant. That'll be happening at, where is it? Typically it happens at Emory and Henry. Let's see where it's going to be. Yep, Emory and Henry on Saturday at 7 o'clock in the McLaughlin Center. Miss Food City wins $3,000 in cash, a $1,200 scholarship, a handcrafted Austrian crystal jewelry set, and all kinds of other goodies. The reigning Miss Food City is Alexis Ramsey, so they'll crown a new one coming up a week from Saturday at the Miss Food City pageant happening at Emory and Henry in Abington, Virginia. So there you go. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We're here live. We're on the road at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, and we'll come back right after this from Guess Who? From Chick-fil-A on the Tom Taylor Sports.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie's delicious.
Double C Western Supply. Hey, dudes, you started with 600 pairs. You don't have 600 pairs now. You've been moving them.
They are selling, thankfully. But
yes.
Yes, we have a lot in the store. 600 pairs to choose from. 11 different styles for men, 14 different styles for women. And we do have some kids on the way. We ordered them. We've got the order, so we've got kids coming as well. This is some examples of the men's we've got in stock. All the men's are $65. Super lightweight, super comfortable, very supportive on your feet. And these are just some of the styles we've got. This is probably one of my favorites.
Mine too.
I love the pattern on it. It's they call it Grade Patriotic. So it's it's like the flag, you know, but it's kind of not as bright where you could wear it with about anything. The black on black has probably been the most popular in men and women, with the black sole and the black top. So just a very neat look that would go with almost anything.
What size? How big a size?
Oh my goodness, we go up to 15s.
Oh, good. You got my size.
And we start with a size 7 in men's. So that would even cover a 7 in men's is a 5 in youth. So if you have a child that would want to wear those, they can be covered now if they're a 5 in youth or bigger. That one they call a camo print, of course, with the brown and the tan and the greens and things. But also like this one, I like the ones that does not have the white sole where they're not getting as dirty. But that one has more of a grayish tan sole also. So yeah, we're very excited to have the Hey Dudes in, and a big variety and a lot of sizes to choose from.
All right, we got a couple more down here.
Okay, you want to do the women's?
Oh, we're just doing guys. That's right. We're just doing guys right now. There you go.
Those
now,
are women's there.
show me this real quick.
Okay, just a few other accessories we have for the men. That is a just like a wallet or a money clip made by STS.
Okay.
Only $15 on those. They're full leather, 100% leather. Area is always has a patriotic flag And this is one that they've done recently, brand new. We've not had it long, and they sell fast. We were unpacking them and sold one like that. So a very popular design there on those wallets by Ariat. So we've got all kinds of things for men. I think where we started with women's clothing and jewelry, you know, we it's hard to overcome that misconception, but lots of men's, probably more men's than women's, clothing, hats, caps, belts, boots, you know, you name it, we can get you outfitted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Social media, how do we find you?
Social media, we're on Facebook. We also have a Facebook group page and Instagram and also TikTok.
You got it. Love coming here, folks. One of my favorite people in the whole wide world, the Double C Western Supply, first down in football. Again, great sponsor, Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show on Railroad Street in Elizabethton, Double C Western Supply.
At Carter County Bank, it's our job to help you focus on the happy moments and check off the things on your to-do list to make them happen. We're here along the way so you can pull off the happiest moments in life. Carter County Bank, in the business of happiness.
And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Got a couple minutes left here. Again, 67 days till Christmas Eve. So, yeah, a lot of time to get out of Brummett Sports, get those Letterman jackets. We'll play that commercial coming up here in a second. And we'll do one more time since we got it fixed. I want you to see the Evan Carter interview again. I mean, what? Look, this is the guy. I know people's like, okay, we're tired of hearing about Evan Carter. You can't be tired of hearing about Evan Carter. All these yahoos out here doing all these crazy things in professional sports, staying in trouble, and, you know, there's some more coming out today about domestic situations where they beat up their girlfriends or wives, some of the players in professional sports. You know, all these things going on. You got the gambling, and you got a guy like Evan Carter, 21 years old, married his high school sweetheart. Guy's doing what he's doing. He's plugged into the Lord. I mean, these are the guys you cheer for, and ladies, if there's a lady out there who does that, and there are. But these are the people you cheer for, in my opinion. The other people, see, I used to say this all the time. My father used to say this too. God rest his soul. He would say, you know, not the 98% of the people do their things the right way every day. Go to work, go to school, do the right things, get good grades, you know, are good people, good contributors to society. We don't ever hear about them. We always hear about the 2% of the knuckleheads or the screwballs, whatever you want to call them. They're causing trouble, staying in trouble, and just wreaking havoc wherever they are. And he's right. We don't put on the platform the right people. The 98% doing things right, we don't ever salute them enough, in my humble opinion, a.k.a. Evan Carter. And folks are doing it right. It's almost like a warm and fuzzy. Well, at the end of the story, after you have all the briberies and all the things going down through there, not just briberies, but all the things that people do wrong. You know, in news, we were taught in broadcasting school, the worst is always first. That's what they said. You always lead off with something negative and bad. That's what we were taught back in broadcasting school. And at the end of this, and you watch, at the end of the news, you'll have a warm and fuzzy. Somebody went up a tree and, you know, rescued a cat or something that's a warm and fuzzy. Somebody did something good. They're always the last one, and it's like, oh, by the way. Well, what it should be, I'm editorializing here, but what it should be is the 2% should get the last of any publicity, and the 98% should be the ones getting all the coverage. But it's not the way it works in our society. We want to hear all the doom and gloom and the worst and all that. So, because there's a lot of stories, I'll be honest with you, a lot of stories that come across, I don't even bring them up and read them to you. I'm just not going to. It's negative. It's you know, it's giving people that have done something wrong the attention they shouldn't and don't deserve. So I just don't read them. And you have to find out somewhere else about some of the stuff going on, and I just don't. So if that's wrong, so be it. So that's just the way it is. But anyway, the Evan Carters of the world, we like to and should showcase them and applaud them and lift them up. And not just because he's from Elizabeth, and that helps because I know the guy, but just because the lifestyle he's doing and what he's doing and, you know, hard work. You know, don't let anybody steal your dream. I remember somebody told me that a long time ago. Don't let anybody steal your dream. You can be anything you want to be if you want to be bad enough. And Evan Carter want to be a ball player. Anybody's done everything. Tim Birchfield right here owns this place. Tommy Tipton, Elizabeth, and they want to be Chick-fil-A owners, and they are. You can be anything you want to be if you want to be bad enough. Evan Carter's living proof. Kyle Larson, guy I'm getting ready to talk about NASCAR. He wanted to be a race car driver, and he is, and he's a good one. He and William Byron and Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin are the top four, still above the bubble, above the cut line, heading to the championship. The guys on the bubble heading to Florida this weekend, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, and Chris Buescher. Those guys are on the bubble as far as being eliminated. There's this week, then one more race at Martinsville, then that'll do it to get to the Final Four. So Larson is in. So anyway, that's my take, and we're going to showcase one of those 98 percenters coming up here in a minute, and that would be Evan Carter. The guy's a born-again Christian. He married his high school sweetheart. You know, his first national television, he had Jesus Won, W-O-N, on his T-shirt. Okay, these are the folks we should be putting on a pedestal, not the 2% out here doing all the crazy stuff. They get all the, you know, as I said, I read this morning, I'm not going to read them on there, but 3 more athletes arrested of domestic violence, beating up their girlfriend, beating up their wives, whatever, harming their kids. I ain't reading that garbage. I'm going to read the people that are doing good things. And in this case, it's Evan Carter. Yes, he's from Elizabethton. Yes, he's from the Tri-Cities. You watch this piece again here in a minute. I mean, he's talking about his high school sweetheart and how she's the rock of the relationship. It's what it's supposed to be, folks, the way it's supposed to be. Find somebody that's your best friend and run with them. And so the old adage is true. My father used to say, behind every good man is a great woman. Such is the case of Mrs. Carter. We called her the Bulldog in high school. She played basketball. She would take your head off, I'm telling you. I called her Bulldog during the ball games for a reason. Kaylin Shell, now Kaylin Carter. But she could play. Wow. Whew. She got a rebound. She's going to have a rebound. Hello, Cindy Clark. Cindy says, thank you. I have a dream that I'm working on right now. Yep. Went and spoke to the kids yesterday at Westside Elementary, read books to them, and I told them, you know, readers are winners. I'll run that one more time here in a minute, too. Readers are winners. You can be anything you want to be if you want to be bad enough. You know, this show, 1948 on the screen. When I approached a couple of people about, you know, I'm going to try and do a sports show on the internet 8 years ago, they thought I'd lost my mind. Are you crazy? Nobody watches the internet. Okay, I'm going to do it. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to what I was doing to do something else. I was not going to let anybody steal my dream, and they didn't. Has it been easy? No, it's not been easy. No. It's not been easy, but it's been worth it. So, because I've got the Lord on my side, and I turned it over to Him, and then I hired a lady named Carrie Taylor who does a phenomenal job. So, no, it's not easy, but don't let anybody steal your dreaming. Be anything you want to be if you want to be bad enough. It's just that simple. Is it easy? No, if it's easy, everybody'd be doing it. Evan Carter started in Elizabethton, grew up, went to Westside Elementary. You know, here he is now in the big leagues at 21 years old. So, in fact, I'm reading a book called If by Mark Batterson. It's a phenomenal book. But everything you see around you is the result of somebody had a dream. Somebody had a dream to have a cell phone. Somebody had a dream to create a chicken sandwich in a chicken restaurant chain. Truett Cathy, the late Truett Cathy. Voila, Chick-fil-A. Ray Kroc said, you know, what if we sell hamburgers and the Golden Arches and McDonald's? Everybody, everything you look around and say had a dream. I was reading a thing yesterday about Alan Jackson. It was his birthday yesterday, 65 years old. He said, I had a dream to go to Nashville. The girl I went to high school with from West Virginia, Kathy Mattea, had a dream to go to Nashville and sing country music. She loaded everything up in her turquoise Volkswagen Rabbit, including her clothes baskets full of clothes, and drove to Nashville and waited tables till she got the chance, and she did, obviously, to sing. Started singing some commercial jingles. One thing led to another. She was the Entertainer of the Year in 84, I think, maybe. But she had a dream. Everybody's got a dream. Cindy Clark said, I got a dream. Hello, Mary Beth, watching in Wausau, Wisconsin. Love listening to your show. Thank you. You're very kind. Hello, Andy in West Virginia. How you doing, lady? So everybody has a dream. What is your dream? Well, you know, I'm a little bit older. No. What's your dream? Everybody has a dream. Don't let your age, don't let anything stop you. If you have a dream, don't let anybody steal your dream. So I've been preaching, but it's true. And Evan Carter's living proof. gosh, there's all kinds of athletes. Well, look at Michael Jordan. The guy got cut his freshman year in basketball, Wilmington, North Carolina. Got cut from the team. Michael Jordan said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I've got a dream to play basketball. He's the greatest of all time. LeBron James ain't even in the same category, in my opinion, as Michael Jordan. Larry Bird went to Indiana, quit. You know that story? Played high school in Indiana, went to Indiana University with Bobby Knight. Quit school, quit. He couldn't get along with Bobby Knight. Came back to French Lick, Indiana, and was riding. Now, this is Larry Bird. He was riding on the back of a garbage truck working for the city sanitation service. Riding on a garbage truck, picking up garbage every day in French Lick for the city. Bill Hodges, hope I got that right, the coach from Indiana State, kept beating on his door. You ought to watch the DVD. It's incredibly cool. And Larry Bird went from picking up garbage in French Lick, Indiana on the back of a garbage truck to being, in my opinion, he's the second greatest of all time. That's just me. So, and I know it would alienate folks, and no, that's what I think. But anyway, he was a tremendous basketball player, to say the least. But he had a dream to play, and he said, ain't nobody going to steal my dream. He won't let anybody steal your dream. All right, top 25 college football. 12 o'clock, the early games on Saturday. 6th-ranked Oklahoma hosting Central Florida. Big one in Columbus. The Buckeyes, number 3, Ohio State hosting number 7, Penn State. That could be a real interesting game for Ohio State. Penn State can play. Number 22, Air Force will be at Navy the early game on Saturday. The mid-afternoon games, 3:30 kickoff, 24th-ranked Iowa home to Minnesota in the Big Ten. 9th-ranked Oregon hosting Washington State on Saturday afternoon. The game from Tennessee fans, of course, want to see and watch. They'll be in Tuscaloosa to take on the 11th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, 3:30 on CBS on Saturday. 20th-ranked Missouri hosting South Carolina. 23rd-ranked Tulane, the Green Wave, hosting North Texas. Number 8, Texas, the Longhorns play at Houston on Saturday. 10th-ranked North Carolina, the Tar Heels, 10th-ranked in the country in football. It's a basketball school, but they're changing the culture, obviously, in Chapel Hill. They're 10th in the country. They're hosting Virginia at 6:30 on Saturday. 13th-ranked Ole Miss will be at Auburn. Number 2, Michigan will be at Michigan State. It's a trap game for the Wolverines. And Michigan State's had all that upheaval there again about their coach, Mel Tucker. And what he did and didn't do over the phone and all that, I'm thinking, you're going to put that up against Evan Carter or somebody else doing something good? No. Let's promote the good stuff. What did Mr. Marshall, my 6th grade teacher, used to say? Class, I can still see him. Boy, he'd get fired up. He'd take those glasses off. He'd say, class, the cup is always half full, not half empty. Don't forget that. He's right. 16th-ranked Duke at number 4, Florida State at 7:30 on Saturday in Tallahassee. The Seminoles are for real. 19th-ranked LSU hosting Army. 14th-ranked Utah at 18th-ranked Southern Cal. 25th-ranked UCLA, the Bruins, on Saturday evening play at Stanford. And 5th-ranked Washington will be hosting Arizona State in the on the left coast. And that'll be at 10:30 on Saturday. Tom Taylor Sports Show. We got time to, let's do it. Evan Carter, here it comes. Watch this piece, this interview. It's incredible. This is a kid that started right here in Elizabeth and Tri-Cities. We're in Johnson City, 12 miles down the road. Started in Elizabethton, had a dream, and said, ain't nobody going to steal my dream. And look what he's doing now.
Watching Evan Carter work out with his teammates, at first you might confuse him for the bat boy. If he looks young, it's because he is. Just turned 21 in August, was barely old enough to legally drink the champagne the Rangers enjoyed after their playoff-clinching wins against Tampa and Baltimore. He's only been in the big leagues 5 weeks, but he plays like a 10-year veteran, hitting .429 in the postseason and on base 62% of the time. You've burst on the scene in a way that isn't often seen in this game. How do you keep it at this even keel level that you seem to?
Yeah, I think that baseball has a funny way of humbling anybody and everybody, and it always will, so that's always going to be chasing you. Whenever that does show up, I've just got to stay confident and have fun and just keep doing what I'm doing. That's all that really matters. You can't control when that eventually will catch up to you, but, hold it off for as long as possible and just keep having fun.
Carter's Rangers teammates have had some fun joking with the rookie, too, calling him the savior for the work he did in the regular season to help them reach the playoffs. And now the work that he's doing to spark the team in the postseason. but it can't be as easy as he makes it look, can it? What's the biggest difference between minor league pitching and major league pitching?
Gosh, there's a bunch of differences. I mean, everybody that you face, in the minor leagues, sometimes you get the starter out and it's like, all right, like we're going to get some relief in the bullpen. We want to get the starter out of the game, and now it's like, you get the starter out of the game and there's somebody just as good, if not better, coming in, and there's no real let up, I guess. That would be the biggest difference for me.
If the difference between pitching in the minors and major leagues is significant, then surely, too, is the intensity level once you're playing October baseball, and even more so in an ALCS matching these Lone Star rivals. You've gotten a taste of playoff baseball, obviously, now. Now it ramps up. Do you get a sense for what this means to this state and these fan bases?
Yeah, I mean, the game the other night was awesome. That's the coolest game I've ever been a part of. And I know it's only going to get better the further that we go, so it's really exciting. Exciting
for sure, but this 21-year-old manages to stay grounded. And the biggest reason why? The young lady who's been by his side since middle school, and his wife since December, Kaylin Shell.
My wife, 100%. She's always there for me, good or bad. Gosh, she's the foundation of our relationship, man, holding it all together, so I'm really thankful for her.
How about that? There you go, folks. That's what it's all about right there. So we got them in Wisconsin, we got them in West Virginia, got them in Florida, got them in Tennessee. Thank you all for watching the show. I love coming doing this show every day. I hope what I'm doing is what you want to watch, what we're talking about. So we try and hit local, try and hit national, try and cover everything we can in 2 hours, along with some guests. So I hope we're doing what you want. And apparently we are, because you tune in, and I can't thank you enough for that, whether you're local or out of state or down the road, wherever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the name of the game. And so we continue to put up numbers that, would be fairly impressive, I think. But bottom line is it's the Lord's show. It's His. We'll go as far as He wants it to go, and it's growing, and that's because He wants it to. Old Tom's is here doing the same thing every day. Tomorrow, Lingerfield Drug Center. Ironically enough, Evan Carter's brother runs the Lingerfield Drug Center. Dr. Eric Carter, will be at his place tomorrow. Ivan Sanders will be there tomorrow talking sports. Again, the Rangers and the Astros game 3 tonight in Texas. The place will be nuts. And, of course, 32 will be out there tonight in some way, shape, or form for the Texas Rangers. Also will be Friday kicking off the weekend at Food City in Jonesboro. Steve Strickler, look forward to doing that. Talk about his beloved Seminoles. They've got, who did I say they've got coming in over there? Somebody. They're gonna whack them because Seminoles are the real deal. They can play. Oh, I just had it right here. What do I do with it? Here we go. Florida State has who? Duke. 16th ranked Duke and number 4 Florida State at 7:30 on Saturday at Tallahassee. So there you go. It's going to be a big win, I think, for the Seminoles. But anyway, we'll talk to Steve about that on Friday. So anyway, what we're doing in Elizabethton City Schools, if you're not part of Elizabethton City Schools, since I do the Cyclones, we've created a reading challenge for the youngsters called Readers Are Winners. And so you can see what we're going to show here, but this is a reading incentive. There again, if you're Mary Beth in Wisconsin, or Andy in West Virginia, or Rick in Pensacola, or Karen Presnell, or Melanie Montgomery, or Ryan Presnell, for me to be able to do the show, I got to read. And I got to read proficiently, and I think I do. So readers are winners, and so we've challenged the youngsters to read books, and they're going to get a reward. You're about to see that. So anyway, that's what it's all about. Readers are winners, and, what was it? Walt Disney said, readers today and leaders tomorrow. So there's no question. The people that can read and read well, read proficiently, will go far in life. So anyway, here we are. I want you to show it to you one more time. Again, readers are winners, and they are on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Readers are winners. Hi, this is Tom Taylor of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. I'm a huge proponent on the importance of reading. I firmly believe it's the key to being successful, being the best reader you can be. And so in partnership with Elizabethton City Schools and the Betsy Book Bus, it's the Readers Are Winners Reading Challenge. At the end of this 9 weeks, The top 50 readers based on minutes read from each of the 3 elementary schools, Eastside, Harold McCormick, Westside, will get and win Tom Taylor Sports Show Readers or Winners t-shirts, plus be featured on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Reading is so important. In fact, Walt Disney said, "It is books that are the key to the wide world. If you can't do anything else, read all that you can." Albert Einstein said, "If you're going to get anywhere in life, you have to read a lot of books." And Margaret Fuller simply said, "Today a reader, tomorrow a leader." It's the Readers or Winners Book Challenge on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, Elizabethton City Schools, and the Betsy Book Bus. Here's some folks who also believe in the importance of reading. I'm with Lynn Freeman, the general manager of Elizabethton and Ford, and also Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. What's going on? What's happening down here, my friend?
Lots and lots of good things. It's game day, folks, but we're here and we're always ready to give a good deal. We got 10% off on both new and select inventory here at Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. We have a huge inventory of both new and pre-owned cars, paying extra dollars for trade-in, but then we're willing to go the extra smile for you. Good luck, Elizabethton. Let's win another championship this year.
There you go. Lynn Freeman, general manager of Ford of Elizabethton and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Elizabethton.
Game 3 of the American League Championship Series tonight at 8:07 on Fox Sports 1. The Rangers and the Astros. Yeah, Max Scherzer will go for the Texas Rangers. So, and for the Houston Astros, thought I was going to do it by memory and impress you, but I can't. So it would be, Christian Javier. So it'll be Javier against Scherzer tonight, Game 3. Hello, Hal Woods. How you doing? What an incredibly cool guy, Hal Woods. How you doing, sir? Appreciate you very much. All right, we told you, 68 days away. So we'll come right back after this from Brummett Sports, where you can get a Letterman's jacket. We used to call them varsity jackets back when I was growing up. Everybody had a varsity jacket, and the girls, if you were in with the guy, you got to wear his varsity jacket. It's like 4 times too big, but they'd walk around look like a blanket on them because it was so cool. Because I'm wearing Hal Woods' jacket. I'm wearing Tom Taylor's jacket. So it was a big deal in high school for the girls to wear the guys like a rite of passage. It's like, she's wearing Tom Taylor's jacket. Well, they must be an item. So it was pretty cool back in the day. Well, it kind of died down, and now varsity jackets / Letterman jackets are huge. Lori and Julie and Ashley make them, and they send them all over the place. I mean, literally, they can send them all over Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, even over to Asheville, Western North Carolina now. I mean, not many places do these anymore, these Letterman varsity jackets, but they do them at Brummett Sports, one of our great sponsors in downtown Elizabethton. They'll ship them anywhere. If you're in Wisconsin like Mary Beth, if you're in West Virginia like Andy, if you are in Pensacola, Florida like Rick, they can ship them anywhere in the world. Varsity Letterman jackets from Brummett Sports. So we're at Brummett Sports Shop in Elizabeth, and Lori Wilson, the owner, and one of the hot items going into the holidays are varsity jackets or Letterman jackets. Tell us about it.
Well, Tom, we do varsity jackets for all our local schools. These are Holloway jackets, and the body is 24-ounce wool, and then most of the jackets we will get leather sleeves on them. We can also do the wool sleeves. But like I said, they're Holloway, so they're high-quality jackets. We can do any color for any school. We will put your school letter on the front, your name. See, this one has a name. We also have a local lady here that makes the patches. So the turnaround time is really pretty short for a custom jacket. The other thing we will do is if you play a sport, we will put a ball patch with your number in it, your varsity years that you played. We can do inserts, like we do a cross for FCA. We can do ball inserts if you play basketball or football or whatever. We also have band jackets. So here we have a band letter for this young lady. And one other thing we do are like custom patches, embroidered patches. So she plays mellophone and French horn, so she requested that. So we put that on our jacket. If you're all conference, if your team won the conference, we can do that. Let's see, on the back of the jackets, we can do either the, like the nickname for your school. So this is Betsy Band. We also have Vikings for Tennessee High, Pioneers for Crockett, Greenville for the Greenville jacket. Another option for the back of the jacket is we can do your name and number.
Awesome.
Yeah, so, and then also we have position patches. So C for center, or we had one earlier that someone picked up, point guard, so that was PG and SG. But we do all local schools. Like I said, they're Holloways, so they're good quality jackets, and we sell a lot of them. And the kids love these jackets. They love to show off their accomplishments, their team's accomplishments, and represent their school.
Tell us how we can get a hold of you.
Okay, our phone number is 423-542-2321. We also have a Facebook page, Brummett Sports Shop, so you can message me there. You can message me on my personal Facebook page, Lori Wilson, or you can email at brummittstn, that's BRUMITSTN @charter.net. We'd love to hear from you.
Hey, I'm Elizabeth, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the collab of flavors. The sweet honey, the pickled jalapeno peppers, and the creamy pimento cheese. It is a perfect bite.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the richness of the pimento cheese. When I took a first bite, I was like, go, go, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go chicken, go, go, go get it.
And there you go, registerring.com, ring those bells. Thanks again to Aaron Scott for being with us today on the show from Salvation Army Johnson City. Of course, Doug Pritz, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, and obviously Evan Carter, our guest as well via the interview. So thanks again to those two. And, of course, Evan's oblivious. He didn't know he was on the show, but he was, and we appreciate him very much. Giving back this Christmas. Here you go, Salvation Army. Again, register to ring, adopt a child, volunteer. That's on that side. This side, 7,003 nights of care in the shelter, 1,586 children assisted in the Angel Tree program, and the Salvation Army served last year 55,600 meals. Salvation Army, JohnsonCity.org, serving Carter, Washington, Unicoi, and Greene counties. Register to ring. Please sign up to ring those bells. Come join me. We're going to ring the bells this year, and the change they throw in the kettle will make a change in people's lives in those 4 counties. See you back here tomorrow. If you don't have a church home, we'd love to have you visit with us at Pleasant Beach. Tonight, we'll be there. Hearing from Pastor Fowler, doing his thing. We got a fall festival coming up on Saturday, got a homecoming coming up on Sunday, so lots going on at the church house this weekend, and we'll have him on tomorrow. I think for him, he's going to stop by and talk about it. So, see you again coming up tomorrow at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabethton, the home of Evan Carter's brother, Dr. Eric Carter. And so he'll be with us tomorrow. We'll have a new set of guests. And we'll wrap it up by telling you, as always, the verse of the day. Psalms 116:2, because he has inclined his ear to me, therefore I will call upon him as long as I live. How about that? Psalms 116:2, because he has inclined his ear to me and to you, therefore I will call upon him as long as I live. Psalms 116:2. There you go. So appreciate our pastor at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church, and he'll be there tonight. And we got Fall Festival on Saturday and Homecoming on Sunday. See you back here tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Lingerfield Drug Center. As always, we'll tell you, if anybody can do this show. Bloom where you're planted, and win or lose, be a good sport. I'm adding a new one. Don't let anybody steal your dream. You can be anything you want to be if you want to be bad enough. See you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and love this great outdoors, the greatest part of the country in the world, in my humble opinion, in Appalachia, part of this great country, from West Virginia down to Alabama's Appalachia runs. We're here in East Tennessee, favorite part of the country for me is right here in good old Appalachia. See you tomorrow. So long, everybody. Show number 1948 from Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. Win or lose, be a good sport and don't let anybody